Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're reading Your First Fight by Rolling Milk Bread on Wattpad. So let's get into it. Bakugou. The two of you argued a lot, but most of the time, it wasn't this serious. The two of you were right now arguing about his temper and how he still bullied Izuku. Though, he would always say that it wasn't as bad as before. But the truth is, it shouldn't even be this bad. The truth is, not hitting Midoriya, your childhood friend, was not an achievement you should be proud of. It should be the norm. And so, it deeply upset you how he treated it like it wasn't as such. The argument went on for hours, and the Baka squad was waiting outside the door, fearful for what was going to happen. And soon enough, you slammed the door shut, heading out, not even facing them, and running to your room. You did not cry. You wouldn't cry, because it was not worth it to you. You were at the end of your rats, and so you had told him that if he didn't fix his problem, then the two of you would have to part ways. Midoriya, your argument stemmed from what you believed to be his obsession with proving himself to be a hero. He kept pushing himself over and over. It's like he was trying to get himself killed. Seriously, when would he ever stop? Because apparently for him, those endless hospital visits did not seem to be enough for him. So, the two of you had a talk. You needed him to be careful, to recognize that he was living with another person, and the two of you were in love, and that if he didn't want to live along with you, then he should at the very least leave you, so that your heart wouldn't break when something happened to him. Kirishima, you loved him. You really did. But dealing with him being so overprotective in front of your friends and his was a bit too much. It almost felt like he was looking down on you when you knew he wasn't. But it still hurt, because it felt like he didn't think you were capable. And that, especially, felt like you were being stabbed in the chest. It just hurt too much to be around him. And you knew that eventually, the two of you would fight, and that it would come to this. So you just wanted to get it over with, since this kind of heartbreak would be inevitable. But when you told him you wanted to break up, he looked broken. He cried, begging you to tell him why. And you couldn't look at him like that. And so you talked to him, and he looked even guiltier, crying. And he begged you to give him a chance, just 1 week. And even though you didn't believe that it would get better, you did. And thankfully, everything seemed to be just fine after, though you felt guilty for not letting him explain himself at first, or talking to him about the problem. But you hoped that after this, the two of you would improve and be better partners for each other. Todoroki, you were sick of it. The flirting, the obliviousness to it, and your relationship altogether. You wanted this to end. It just hurts you, because people look down on you, like you weren't fit to be with him. Not to mention his father as well. And all those girls who flirted with him kept looking down on you and telling him that you weren't good enough for him. And it hurt, because part of it was true. He was smarter, way more powerful, and the son of the #1 hero. And so, you being his partner, well, it seemed more like fantasy than reality. And you felt undeserving. And when you fought with him, well, more like begged him not to love you and leave you. You saw him cry, as he held on to you, refusing to let go, telling you that he couldn't live without you. The fight ended up with the two of you crying in each other's arms, refusing to let go of one another, and seeing just how much the two of you truly loved each other. He promised to try to fix us, to try and make things easier for you, and you trusted him, apologizing for making him cry. Kaminari, he didn't want to let it get to you. However, the fact that he flirted with other girls made you feel worthless, and you told him that, because him flirting with other girls meant that he wasn't getting what he wanted with you, that you were not enough, that you were useless, and he apologized so many times, but it kept happening over and over again, and you were sick of it. The two of you started yelling at one another, you tired and crying, and him begging for one other chance. But you couldn't do this, at least not until he got on his knees, crying, and held on to your legs like a child, begging you not to leave him, and promising that you won't flirt with other girls, because you meant the world to him. You were like a star, and he was a planet to your light. Sero, you are annoyed because he never seemed so jealous about you. Well, not so jealous, but you meant like, not jealous at all. And even though that seemed like it would be a good trait, it made you feel like you weren't worth getting jealous over at all, and it hurt you. And so, you had gone on and tried attempting to get him jealous. And from both sides, it only began going downhill. You thought he wasn't going jealous, and he thought you were cheating on him. And as such, the two of you carefully watched others' movements, and as soon as something went wrong, the two of you began to fight. But eventually, it was all cleared up, and he apologized for suspecting you to cheat, and you apologized for making him jealous. And the two of you made a promise to communicate more clearly next time. He explained his feelings to you, and you explained yours to him. And after all of this, you both agreed to take a break for a week, a healthy one, before you could get back to each other again.